In today's Monday Mortgage Update, we are helping first-time homebuyers. Here with some great advice is our good friend Zachary Levesque, Director and Branch Manager for North Point Bank, and Roger Duque of HomeSmart Professionals. Good morning, Zach.
Morning. Nice to see you.
Here, Roger.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
A great pleasure to welcome you. Yes, let's get right to it. You know, anyone out there, Zach, we've talked about navigating this, kind of getting through it. People have questions. There are a plethora, really, of things that these first-time homebuyers need to know, but they don't really have to be nervous. I mean, you can. The steps aren't that confusing, are they?
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot to know, but that's why, you know, there's two professionals sitting here on the real estate side and the finance side, and that's why really your first step is to call one of us,
right,
to help you navigate.
Two professionals here to help an adult like me.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, Roger, getting to it though, it's so important. You know, there are some myths and misconceptions out there for, you know, first-time Latino home buyers. You know, what are some of those things that you've seen within your line of work that, you know, really are to be avoided or really not even addressed because they are myths?
Yeah, exactly. I think one of the biggest misconceptions with Latino home buyers is down payment. There's always that big assumption that you need a ton of money to put down. In reality, that's something that is not always true. Zach can attest that there's many programs that help first-time home buyers with, you know, down payment assistance and even zero down payment.
Right, and you've actually, as Roger just alluded to, you've mentioned some of those to us right here on the show. I mean, you've really seen it all in your years doing this. So many changes, things designed to help these people out.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot, and I think, you know, we've discussed how there is a lack of education when it comes to home buying, and no matter how many times we talk about it, whether we do seminars, whether we're on TV about it, still people don't sometimes get the message because they don't hear enough that you don't need down payment money. I mean, it's always good to put down the money if you have it, but some people don't have that money saved up, and some have it, but they want to put it in a piggy bank, you know, for something down the road in case something happens.
But we really want to help everybody achieve that, you know, American dream, so to speak. We want to help them get into their dream home or just get started, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, it's for us. I think, you know, I can attest for Roger, a professional who's been doing it for a while. We actually do love what we do, and that's great to go to work, wake up, and help people, really.
Absolutely. And Roger, for you, it must be extra rewarding, you know, being bilingual, someone who is Spanish speaking, the importance of having a realtor who can communicate, can get those messages across. What's that role like for you?
It's great, and like I mentioned before, the Latino community is a very tight-knit community. And when they're with someone that they can work with that speaks the same language, it's huge for them. It creates trust and confidence, and that's what I want to be there for. You know, my number one priority is to get them to that goal, which is to be a homeowner. And having the same culture and background helps a lot. And Zach can mention this as well. The mortgage industry has its own language. So if you're a first-time home buyer, it can be difficult speaking a language.
Right.
And not knowing the language, it can be much more difficult.
But you're breaking down barriers, so to speak. You're finding that common ground, aren't you?
Exactly.
Which is a huge part of anything, really.
Yeah, it is. And he's not here with us today, but Jonathan Agudelo is one of our originators at North Point. He is primary Spanish speaking as well, and he works well with Roger's clients. And there's actually a lot of home buyers buying homes and navigating and negotiating, and they're working with either agents or finance people that can't speak Spanish, which is a problem, and we don't want that to happen here at North Point, and that's why Jonathan Agudelo and Roger work so well together. Well,
it's great stuff. You're quite the dynamic duo right here today, guys. Zach, always a pleasure to see you.
Pleasure.
Roger, nice meeting you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Nice job here today, everyone. I like those glasses. I may need to try them on.
All right.
All right, if you guys like even more information from these fine gentlemen or to review past Monday mortgage updates, just head on over to roadshow.com.